Garcia Cepeda Lara. She is very outgoing, very friendly. She was well liked by a lot of people. She took pride in who she was. She wasn't a fancy dresser, but she liked to dress public view as there's a confident lady. She dresses well, you know. Like if you notice the pictures that I got, you know, nothing fancy. I know people dress up for pictures, family portraits and stuff, but let me show you a couple more. When she dressed up, you know, she tried to look like she wasn't needy. You know, she tried to look like, hey, she was doing good. She was doing okay. You know, and that's the way she always presented herself. She wore slacks. Sometimes she wore skirts. You know, but it wasn't high class stuff. It was just to appear that she wasn't needful. She came to the United States with all her family. At first was back in, I would say 1930s, 1940s, when she was a young girl. From what I do know is she attended the 3rd grade when she was around 15, 16, maybe even 17 years old. This is a picture of her when she was around that age, and I believe that this picture was taken in Texas, where she went to school, and the name of the town I think was San Perlita, and San Perlita, and I know one of my brothers and sisters does have a picture from that time with her classmates, you know, and you could tell the basic 3rd grade age is what, around 8 or 9 years old, and you can tell because the white American kids that are standing in that picture, they're younger compared to the people behind, which my mother was one in the background. The Hispanic, Mexican, you know, they're more older. They're probably, like I mentioned, in their teens. You know, and I remember she mentioned that they were in their teens and they were in the 3rd grade, and that's what, back in the late 40s or maybe early 40s, you know. So basically about her education and the grade school, she only went to the 3rd grade. When we came to the United States as a family, I'm referring to her and my brothers and sisters, back in 1968, she did attend college, got some kind of a nursing certificate and stuff to try to better her job. She learned hard work from her father and her mother. They picked cotton in Texas. They were illegals. We came to Mavra in 1968. That was with my brothers and sisters. But I believe she had been up here a couple of times before that, I think late in the 50s and even early 60s. We were legal, we had green cards, and we were supposed to, from what I understand, Mr. Jim Holbert, the farmer at the migrant camp, sponsored us to come up here. And to me, it sounds almost like legalized slavery. I don't remember the conditions being bad. Well, I guess I attribute that to because my mom did try to make her cabin look more homey. She kept it clean. I remember that it was basically a one-room thing, although there was a wall separating a back room, but then we had kind of like curtains, kind of like not curtains but blankets to kind of separate back there the girls from us, and my brother and I, we slept on the in the main portion of the house to the side, you know, on the bed. And so it's, you know, I don't remember it being a dump and being, you know, I don't remember seeing big fat rats running around and or anything like that. I remember using the outhouses. I remember using the community showers that we had at the migrant camp. But overall, I believe the migrant camp was decent. I mean, yeah, we didn't have the restrooms inside. We didn't have our showers, but we had water. We had food, at least that I can remember. To me, I don't remember having it being a hardship. I remember my mom used to work close to the house sometimes. I mean, there was the barbed wire fence or chicken wire or whatever you call it, and sometimes she would go between them, and so did the other ladies. And she always seemed to be smiling, laughing with the ladies. She was always reminding us of who we were, where we were from. In high school, I dated only American white girls, and she was always trying to get me to date Mexican girls. I was married once. I'm married now. I've been married for about 23 years here shortly, 22, excuse me. And no, I'll tell you that, my wife, don't tell my wife that this can be 23 years. He would try to get them to the house, and he tried, I'm gonna try to make them Mexican. I'm gonna try to get them to, so matter of fact, my wife, my first wife, I mentioned I was married twice earlier. My first wife, I knew her when I was in grade school, went through high school. Anyway, she speaks fluent Spanish, and that's part of it because I hang around my mom and stuff. But she's white American. As a matter of fact, she should be retired from the military service here if she hasn't already done so. But she speaks fluent Spanish, and again, that's because I remember in Mexico when we were kids, and she was gone for a couple of years when she left us down there with her mom and dad and her brothers and sisters. But I remember she would come home, during the Christmas, during the holidays, and she would bring us new clothes, not toys, but new clothes. We grew up unlike here in the United States, where Christmas is just toys and everything, and you heard about it in Mexico, but she prioritized her life in the sense that toys weren't that big of an issue, so clothes were, food was, and growing up, once coming here to the United States, Christmas was always to us, a religious celebration. I remember going to the Catholic Church, and Noche Buena, and she would make buñuelos. She would make tamales, mole, arroz. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. I miss it. I miss that. But those were the good times. And like I said, when we were at the migrant camp, I remember waking up to frijoles con cebolla, con chile, papas con huevo, con chile, flour tortillas, and those I do remember. I remember the smell of it in the house. And my friends, and when I was in high school, my friends, hey, why you guys happy? They're, hey, guy, can I come over? And my mom was hospitable too as well, because she was like, hey, you want something to eat? You hungry? And she always had food. The last few years of her life, she didn't work as hard because she had health problems, health issues, her back, cancer, pulmonary fibrosis. But through it all, I would describe her just like I said. She's very friendly, loyal to her family, faithful to her family, and it was probably about a year that I hadn't communicated with her once I got overseas, because I left in bad terms with her. I guess that's why I get emotional, a little bit during that time, because I was 17 when I left, and it's just it's a painful remembrance, to some degree. But she loved so much. I mentioned her faithfulness to her family that I know I hurt her. I know I hurt her, and and she did. After I believe it was about a year that I hadn't communicated with her, that she sent the Red Cross looking for me, and they found me over in Germany. She knew I was in Europe and stuff, but I just hadn't communicated with her. But her love for me and her faithfulness to me, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I missed her.